All right, so we're going to talk about tourniquet application and proper tourniquet application. And there's actually two ways based on TCCC standards now that you could put a tourniquet on. One is a hasty tourniquet where we don't see where the blood's coming from. We call that our hasty tourniquet, or as we should say, the high and tight. Put it in high and tight up on the extremity. And tourniquets only go on 4 places on a human body. That's your arms and your legs. This is not a 5th tourniquet application point, okay? So don't put a tourniquet around anybody's neck no matter what you hear. So, tourniquet, hasty tourniquet, the high and tight, or if you can actually see where the bleeding is coming from, we go to about 2 inches, 2-3 inches above the wound. That's called a deliberate tourniquet, because I can see where the bleeding is coming from and deliberately applying that tourniquet there on that bleed. Now again, like I said in one of the other segments, tourniquets do not work just on the compressive force, but also the surface area being compressed. So if I have to get a second tourniquet on, if the bleeding's not stopped with one tourniquet, I'm going to go directly above or directly below if I have the room to get that bleeding stopped. Hopefully get it stopped with at least 2 tourniquets at that point. So let's say Dave's got he cut his hand off here, and it's bleeding out profusely. He's got that life-threatening bleeding, that bright red bleeding spurting out. I'm going to go about 2 or 3 inches above the wound. I can go ahead and link this thing in. This is the soft TY Gen 4. Then I'll start turning the windlass once I get the windlass cranked down all the way to see that the bleeding is stopped. I'll go ahead and lock it in place. And then I will take a marker out and I'll write what time I applied it. That's important for first responders to know how long it's been in place. My obvious clue to getting this tourniquet on successfully is all the bleeding has stopped. And make sure you tighten it down until all the bleeding does stop. So that's just a quick down and dirty. By no means is this a replacement for a class. Come get a class with us. Check on our site, darkangelmedical.com. Get a kit, get trained, be the difference.